good friend of Clark Bell's. Known Clark since I was about 5 or 6 years old. Used to play in his shop in Dunedin. He's built about 15 boats for me over the years. I presently still own a Clark Bell's pram and a 12-foot dinghy that he built for my children. And I also own the Clark Bell's tugboat that he built. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Skeeter Buck. I'm a junior member of the Ancient Mariners Club here in Tampa. Old-time sailors that just get together and meet, and reminisce about old times, and sail once in a while. Years ago, we used to race sailboats. Haven't raced one in a while. Still go sailing with friends now and then here in Tampa.
Sometimes people forget their age, and sometimes they brag about it.
It's a beautiful day here in November 2007. We're at the Davis Island Yacht Club. There's a bunch of us here. Don't want to hog up all the time here. The fellow taking this picture, Tom Mayer, being very gracious about everybody introducing themselves to him in this film. That's really all I've got to say, not a whole lot.
I'm Harold Balkin, Tampa, and used to belong to Tampa Sailors Squadron. I'm now and used to belong to Davis Island Yacht Club years ago, and I've been sailing around the bay here since for 75 years now, and it's been great sailing. And started out in little boats here and graduated on up to larger boats. But it's really so nice to get together like this. This organization called the Ancient Mariners. Originally it was a basin bum started by Harry Feeney when he was top pastor of Orgy Park. And Ernest McBride was with him. And then I started, and so as those guys got older and I was a young guy, I started calling the guys around the old sailors, and that's how we get together. We like to do this once a year here and a few other times locally. Thank you very much, sir.
My name is Bill Birchnell, and for a few years back I sailed two Ospreys, Osprey and Osprey 2, in both SORC and FRA, and a lot of the guys that are around here, at one time or another, sailed with me, and it's a great pleasure to get back here and be able to meet them again and greet them.
I'm Courtney Ross. 40 years of boat yard in Clearwater. Just kind of grew up learning lots of lessons from all these people that are here. And, don't know what else much to say.
Okay. I'm Jim Wolfe. I did a lot of sailing on Davis Island back in the 50s, including 4 St. Pete Havana races and some fairly in East Coast. It's a pleasure to be here to meet some of these old timers.
Hi, I'm Fred Bickley. Been sailing since I was a teenager. A lot of sailing with Charlie Morgan all around the bay, with all the FRA and MORC. I sailed on the Heritage with him. I have some boats now. I do a lot of cruising myself. 3 transatlantics, a bunch of Mexico races. And the best thing that's happened is this year I'm the immediate past on the North St. Yacht Club, which is a great feeling to be out of there. So, sailing's great. This is an awesome group. I like seeing some of the old guys that helped me get started in all this. And it's been a wonderful ride. See you all next year.
Okay, my name is Arthur Connolly, and I started sailing on Tampa Bay back in the mid-40s, maybe 44, 45. I guess my claim to fame is that I went to Havana on the Seagoer with Ben Blue and Wally Stovall and the famous Homer Honeycomb. And we survived. We came back. I'm glad to be around still.
Okay.
My name is Phil Duggar. I live in Tampa. I lived here all my life. And I started sailing in 1944.
Good to see you, man.
Cape Cod Knockabout for Herman Whitaker. A famous boat called Yankee Doodle. And I sailed the Yankee Doodle for several years.
Good luck. Yeah.
I was not a charter member, but one of the first members of the Davis Island Yacht Club. There's been a lot of changes. Really good.
Hi, I'm Bill Blake. And, I've been sailing in this area for a number of years, a little more than half a century now. And I'm supposed to say what classes I sail. Well, I started with the Star class here. And then built a Flying Dutchman, which was Flying Dutchman group for a number of years. There's a number of people who are here today. Then after the war was in St. Petersburg Yacht Club, and I believe it was 62 in the world, the class died out, FD, because they were very expensive, and I think there was a challenge to their Olympic status as well. And so then I became fascinated with what was called the skimming dish from England, the fireball. And George O'Day, that's a famous name, Scottish introduced it in Miami. And I decided that I'd like to build one of those, so that's what I did. I built the fireball and introduced it here to the club, and imported, let's see, about 4 or 5.
Once again, if there's not enough seating in the porch, please feel free to pull a chair from the dining room out to the porch area for anyone who'd like to sit outside. It's a beautiful day. We'd love to have you join us on the porch if you're here for the George Davis Memorial.
After that, after about 6 or 7 years of that, I decided I wanted to do something else. So I went with sailboard. I was sailboarding for the next 15 to 20 years, and that's about it. I'm just an old codger. Thanks very much.
I'm Francis Seeley from Clearwater, Florida. He used to sail here quite a bit. Snipes and Flying Dutchman, thistles.
Take Clarky down there all the time.
That's about all
Hi, I'm Ted Irwin, and I was in the sailing business where I ran Irwin Yacht Marine as a
Say hi to Ray.
so I built about 6,000 boats over the years, over a 30-year boat building career. That was back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and basically was sailing in the FRA then, and that's what this organization is all about. Is, I suppose, sailed in that, became friendly and maintained these friendships throughout the years. So, and that's largely a real life. It was a life-shaping experience for me. Today, I still have 3 of the boats that I built, and I actively sail and cruise those to this day. And
Hey, Tom, it's good to see you again, and I really appreciate you taking all these films for all of our buddies and friends for the Bay Pirates get-together, annual get-together, and I don't have too much to say other than it's great to see everyone, and thanks a lot.
I think I can remember my name. Yes, my name is Ed Richards. I've been in the Tampa area for...
If there's not enough seating for folks on the porch, you may take a chair out with you, or of course sit here in the main dining room.
My real vocation is building boats. Not for earning a living or anything, but just for the love of building boats. And let's see.
If you're on the porch and you're in need of a chair, please feel free to come into the main.
I'm Mike Wobolt, Clearwater, Florida. I was lucky enough to have been in my dad was in the Optimus Club when they built the pram. Got to sail that, knew Ernie Green that conceptualized the idea, Clark Bills who built the first ones, and old wooden old pram. We had canvas sails, made by an awning maker guy up in Clearwater. And happy to be here at this luncheon. And thanks to Tom Mayer for providing all this information.
Oh, I remember all those good old
Rod Johnson started sailing in the FRA back in about 1962 with Roth Shelley, and then Jack Robeson on Sassafras. And later on, was responsible for when Bob Word bought Ginger from Billy Johnson. I sold Sea Chip to Ed Lant and sailed on Sea Chip for quite a few years. But mostly why I sailed for about 12 years with Ted Hurley on his various boats, because every year we always had a newer, bigger, allegedly faster boat. And just turned into one great, fantastic time. It's the only way to go.